What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing great. Thank you very much for stopping by. Let me greet you. Basebo na Banyawo, that's Uganda. Jebaleko Basebo. Amakuru, that's Rwanda. Bite. Nawasalimu nyinyi wote, Kenya. Yeah, there you go. Okay. What else? Afa, Nigeria. I see you. Wagwan, me boss, Jamaica, South Africa, Sanibonani, Tobela, South Africa again. Thank you very much. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I'm just trying to spare you here. You want me to continue? Now I'm going to take 2 days continuing. Thank you very much for stopping by. Always a great pleasure, fellas. This is your first time. Please join us. Okay. YouTube told me that many of you guys are not subscribed. Please subscribe if you are one of our viewers. I think it's good for all of us. Thank you very much. Please do it now. Like right now, please. Okay. Or else I'm going to... Thank you very much. Cool. So today we're very happy because Kenya has done something that nobody has ever done in the past. Kenya has just wrapped off visas issuance.
As president of this extraordinary country, to make a historic announcement of the decision of the government of Kenya. Beginning January 2024, Kenya will be a visa-free country.
Yes, no more need for visas to go to Kenya. Unbelievable. There's no country in the world that's ever done that before. It's insane, and people are going crazy. Like, what's going to happen now? So Kenya has opened its borders by abolishing visa requirements for all foreigners. So this is not limited to Africans. Everybody in the world can go to Kenya now. You want to go have a good time? Gonna, quit Kenya. By the way, I was thinking about I'm going to be in Kenya very soon. If you're in Kenya and you want to, say hi, I'm going to be there. My goal is to go and exploit and explore and see what our brothers have to offer. And I firmly believe it's the best time to go to Kenya and go and see it. There are a lot of stories about beautiful parties in Kenya and stuff like that. I'm down for that. I want to be there, fellas. So yeah, Kenya has opened its borders. If you want to go to Kenya and visit and see your African brothers, for many of you who live abroad, you live in the States, you live in the UK, you live in the Caribbean, it's time for you to go to Kenya. No more excuses. I understand it's always been very complicated when you think about visas. It doesn't matter where you want to go in the world. Every time you have to think about visas, you go like, do I really want to go through the hard dollars of trying to apply for a visa that's maybe refused to me? Now, you can go to Kenya and visit and see your brothers over there. And many African nations as well. If you live in Africa, you live in South Africa, you live in Botswana, you live in Nigeria, you live in Ghana, it's time for you to go visit a neighbor, a brother in East Africa. So President Ruto has made the announcement on Tuesday when he delivered his national address of the year 60 Jumuri Day national celebration. So President spoke about it very openly. The declaration did not come as a surprise, as the President had hinted at the move, but to African only. Yeah. So a while back he said he wanted Africans to be able to come to Kenya without any visa. But now people are very surprised to see he's extended it to all of the world. Everybody can go to Kenya with no visa. Unheard of before. The new policy, however, takes effect beginning of January 2024. But travelers will be vetted in advance online since it will be mandatory to obtain an electronic travel authorization. So what will happen is basically you can now go to Kenya without any visa. Okay, you just need to announce yourself online, say, I'm coming. Okay, and you take a flight, you land to Nairobi, and you can do whatever you want to do. Kenya is a beautiful country, fellas. It's a lovely place. Nairobi is one of the wildest in terms of fun you can possibly have. Mombasa, for those of you who like the sea, the beach, there's so much variety. Very happy about that. Ruto said it shall no longer be necessary for any person from any corner of the globe to carry the burden of applying for a visa to come to Kenya. Kenya is a simple message to humanity. Welcome home. And this is why the government has abolished the requirement of visa for all visitors. We all know that researchers have said that the first human being recorded so far, was found, the remains was found in Kenya. So far we know that Kenya is the source of humanity. So in other words, the president saying, welcome home, come back home. You can come anytime. There's no issue, no difficulties. And I think this is beautiful. And I know many Africans are worried, what's going to happen? What about criminals? What about all these people? Well, again, this is a very simple thing. Okay? There are some beautiful places in your town. Not everybody goes to stay in that beautiful place, even though there are poor places in your town. There are some rich provinces in your country, richer than other provinces. Do everybody in poor province go to the rich province? Not necessarily. Even when they go there, they work, they make money, they always go back home. That's what it is. That's the reality of it. The people that created borders in Africa, they don't even have borders. Again, for those of you who don't know, the reason why Africa is what it is today, Botswana, South Africa, Kenya, Burundi, Rwanda, and all these countries, it's because Europeans sat down in Berlin many years ago, 1884. They had a discussion. Why they had the discussion? It's because they were fighting each other in Europe so much. Yes, Europeans have fought each other for the longest time ever. Yeah, they had the same situation, the same issues. They say, okay, we are not going to Africa to conquer. We are not going to fight each other in Africa. So before we go to Africa to conquer and steal and rob and take, we're going to divide Africa into small pieces. Africa was just a big land. Okay, big land with wealth and everything. You can, peace, love, friendliness that you can possibly think about. When they came into Africa, that's when they show you, oh, by the way, you are different than them. Oh, by the way, those are pygmies. You are Bantus. We didn't know that. Well, even if we knew that, it was never anything to us. It never arose any issue around that. When they came to Africa, then they say, okay, from now on, we're going to cut this part. We're going to call it Gabon. Now, from now on, you are Gabonese. Your cousin on the other side is Cameroonian. Please put a map. Gabonese, Cameroonian. So from now on, you are Gabonese. This is the box named Gabon. You can only worry about things that are happening within this box named Gabon. Everything happening elsewhere in Cameroon is not your problem anymore. What's happening in the Congo is not your problem. Please put maps. What's happening in Nigeria, it's not your problem anymore. You just worry about your box Gabon. You over there, Mr. Chinedu, you are in Nigeria, this box. This is what we're going to call it. Nigeria is your country, your box. You can only worry about things happening in your box called Nigeria. Everything happening in a neighboring country, it's not your problem anymore. What's happening in Niger and Cameroon, it's not your business anymore. If you go to Cameroon and do bad things, it is none of your business. You only focus on things that's happening in your box. Oh, by the way, in order for you to go into Nigeria, you may need papers to identify yourself. Those are things you never needed in the past. They've done the same for Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, Zambia. They've done the same for Namibia. We are traumatized. We still are traumatized. Okay, that's why Africans have issues with other Africans. It's unbelievable. We can clearly, very simply accept Europeans. We embrace them with so much love. We don't even know the intention, but we already think they're investors. You are stupid to think that all Europeans that come to Africa are investors, or all Chinese. That's the stupidest thing ever. They are investors. Or who do you think run the drug ring in some of the Southern African nations? Who do you think bring who are the bosses? They are not Africans. The real bosses are not Africans. Well, those Africans that are willing to do the job are just opportunists. They're just perhaps brave enough because they left their country looking for a better life. Whatever situation they can do to make money, they're probably going to seize it for those who have those type of values. But the bosses are not Africans. So it's very stupid of you thinking that every Chinese, Pakistani, or every European or whatever is an investor. Okay, so Europe doesn't have borders. They don't even have borders between themselves. They have one currency, the euro, but they want you to have borders. They taught us to have passports and IDs. We don't need that stuff. I'm just being honest with you. Maybe we need an identification for election. Maybe we need identification because we've adopted, obviously, the system of the Western nation. Election is the Western nation system that we're working on. And because we're so used to it, we are born into it, we find it absolutely normal. And we think there's no other way to function without that. Yes, identification is good. Yes, we need to know who is who. But you need really a visa to go to the neighbor and go do normal things as visiting, as seeing what they're doing, as learning from their culture, as praying with them, as marrying the daughter. I don't think you need that. The reason why Africans don't like other Africans is because Africans are not open to other Africans. Let me tell you something very simple. It's easier for a Dutch person to come into South Africa and marry a South African black woman than for a Kenyan man to leave Kenya and come and marry a black South African. Let me repeat that. It's very much easier for a German person to come in white German person to come into South Africa, marry a Xhosa girl, Zulu girl, marry a Pedi girl, than it is for a Kenyan man to come and marry a Pedi girl in South Africa or a Zulu girl. Yeah, because when you're black, they're gonna ask you, why are you here? Why you? They're gonna ask the girl, why do you want to marry him? Are you telling within the whole of the country here you can't find a man? You can't find a man among Xhosas, you can't find a man among Pedis, Sutu, Tswanas, you won't find a man. Among Zulus, there's no decent man here. So the good man for you is only a guy from Senegal or from Kenya. And they're going to find issues with that. Unless he is rich, he's got a lot of money, then that's cool. And this is not limited to South Africa. In most African countries, the same story. Same story. Like a Ghanaian who goes to Kenya looking for a girl, they're going to ask, why the Ghanaian man? I mean, there aren't men here in Nairobi. But it's very easy. If it's French, then, it's a party. It's like you win the lotto. They make a big deal, a big fuss about it. They don't even ask. If it's an African man, they're going to ask, where does he come from? Who are his parents? Where did he study? What does he do in life? What does he have? So they need an incentive to accept a fellow African man marrying their child. But if it's a white man, it's fine. It's like you've stepped up the ladder. That's how much colonized we are. Fellas, trust me, there are good men out there who are Africans. Yes, there are negative people too. In every culture. Among white men, you'll find them. Among Chinese, in every culture there are. But it's very saddening to see that you believe that no other African man or other African person from a different place would do anything, it bothers my mind. The reason why we feel that way generally, it's because we're not exposed to those people in their turf. It's because we don't understand their language. I mean, sometimes, I don't know if it's ever happened to you. It's happened to me many times. You see somebody, you judge them from afar. You're like, he looks like a dodgy person. Until you actually get to interact with them. Then you go like, oh, wow, I didn't think you were this way. I've had that one time. There was a person that came to me and said, I want to apologize to you. I'm like, why? He said, because I think I've judged you before knowing who you are. I misjudged you. I put you into a box. I'm really sorry about that. And I found that very honorable of it. Coming to me and acknowledging that. And this is a disease that most Africans have. Because you think the normal is you, your people. The best option is the white person marrying your child or doing business with you. If it's an African person, you start doubting. Okay? If an African person who's qualified comes into your space from a different country, bringing you business, okay, you want to find out which school did he attend, what qualification does he have, why is he gifted or given the opportunity and not you. But if it's a white man coming from Norway, you don't question that. Oh, it's fine, he can be our boss. It's okay. If it's another African man coming to guide you, no, you want to know why him, not you. But if it's a Dutch person, now you don't worry about that. Why is that? Because we are slaves. Yes, we are slaves in Ireland. We may be free in terms of we can do whatever we want. We can go to the market. We can fly. We can buy cars. But the mentality is still that of a slave. When you believe that people looking like you, especially those who come from another place, are necessarily or essentially not as good as you are. But the white man is okay. You already get the green card even before he explains himself. Africans need to accept other Africans. I don't know what your experience has been. Okay, I've heard negative things. Let me tell you something. I've heard negative things about you. I don't know who you are. I've heard negative things, but I refuse to put you in a box. I've heard you don't like other people. I've heard you are xenophobic. I've heard you're violent. I heard you beat your wives. I heard you are disrespectful. I heard you are authoritarians, but I don't believe everybody's like that. I choose not to put you in a box. It doesn't matter where you come from. Every nation has a sad story about them. Every nation, shut up. Sorry, it's my cat. Every nation has a sad story about themselves. Every nation. Some people are accused of selling drugs. Let me put it very easy for you. They say Nigerians are drug dealers. They are gun whatever. They are human traffickers. There's a lot of story about that. Some of them do that. Do Nigerians do that? Well, some of them do it in specific countries. Yeah. Do all Nigerians do that? No, I don't believe so. Not all Nigerians do that. Some Nigerians are just business people. Doctors, engineers, preachers. They say some South Africans are xenophobic. They don't like other Africans. Is it true? Well, some are xenophobic. Based on what? Based on ignorance, purely ignorance and prophecy. And most of the time it's usually people that never really went to great schools or anything. Sorry. Or maybe manipulated by people who went to school who just are negative like that. Or maybe people who are still slave in the mind. Are all South Africans xenophobic? Absolutely not. No. Some of the friendliest people I've met. So are we going to put everybody in the same box because you believe these people are this way? No. All I'm saying is we need to have a society where people are taken into account. People must be accountable of things they do. If you are a drug dealer, you're sent to prison for 100 years. If you are xenophobic, you're sent to prison for the number of years that equates to that. If you are violent, you're sent to prison for that. We will not stop ourselves from living a good life as Africans and being a strong nation, have a strong currency because of you. You have your issues. You resolve your issues. You're a drug dealer, we're going to send you to jail. You are xenophobic, we don't want you in our society. The bottom line is nobody's going to run away from their home to go stay elsewhere. Okay? Congo and Rwanda have no borders. In fact, they have a border, but they don't use passport. You will never see a Congolese run away from Rwanda, No, you'll never see a Congolese run away from Congo, go stay in Rwanda. Or Uganda forever. Never. Or you see Rwandese go to... No, they go, they see each other, but then at night they go back. They go, they drink together, then they go back. Same for Tanzania. All these countries in East Africa. They have no issues. They don't need visas. They just go, boom, they stamp, they go in. That's it. It's simple. There's nobody trying to leave his home to go stay in another place to have opportunity. Okay? The reason why Africans go to Europe is because they are told they cannot go to Europe. That's why Africans go to Europe. And Africans have the opportunity to go to Europe and go back to their country. They will go to Europe, see Europe by curiosity, and go back to their countries. Okay? It makes it special because you cannot come here. Then it looks like I need to go there and because I can't go there. But if I know I can go and come back, people don't care. They're like, okay, it's like the toilet. I can go to the toilet and back. I'm sure you get some pleasure going to the toilet. That's weird. Get some pleasure going to the toilet. Anyway, yes, but do you stay in the toilet? You don't. No, stop acting up. You know you like going to the toilet. I'm just saying, okay? Don't be acting up here and putting front. You do go to the toilet. Some of you are professionals. Anyway, that's not the subject. What I'm saying is Africans need to be tolerant. Don't judge everybody based on some people's behavior. Oh, these people. No, it's not all those people. Okay, some of you also have issues. Everybody has issues. Choose the right people. Choose the good people. Let's form a strong nation, strong people, strong groups, strong communities for the good. God bless. Congratulations to Kenya. Okay, William Ruto making a step to an unknown terrain. We know Europe has no visa for each other. Europeans go to the US with no visa. You just need to announce yourself. You go. So within themselves, they can let each other go and see. But they don't want you to see each other. The reason why they don't want you to be together is because if you are together, you're going to be much stronger than everybody else. Yes. European, a French person, before he goes to USA, just need to... In fact, in the past, you just get in a plane, you go. But lately, because of some criminality, now you have to announce yourself. Within a minute, they let you come. But you have issues. You have to wait for visas for 6 months. Come on, man. Get over yourselves. God bless.